While the GOP candidates were pretty much centralized in that one location on Tuesday night, the Democrats were spread out with Joy Hoffmeister's watch party at the Oklahoma History Center, while Democratic hopefuls for Superintendent, Congress, and the Senate, well, they were setting up shop elsewhere. Our Kennedy Sepulveda was on the move Tuesday night. Here's her report.
Tuesday night did not go the way Democratic candidates had hoped in several statewide races. Early numbers shot excitement through the Democratic watch parties for governor and superintendent of public instruction. Both Joy Hoffmeister and Gina Nelson took early leads in their respective races, but as Election Day numbers tallied up, Republicans started to pull away.
Oklahoma County has only reported about 50% of its precincts. So we're optimistic that by the end of the night that we can gain some ground and hopefully get the state back on track when it comes to fully funding education.
As those last numbers trickled in, it was clear it would be a disappointing night for Democrats and their supporters.
The disappointment we might feel tonight will linger, but hope will resurface in the days ahead. And when it does, I invite you to join me in continuing the work to build the communities we all deserve and our children deserve. The state capitol behind me belongs to you. It belongs to Oklahoma. Don't ever forget it. God bless you, and God bless Oklahoma. Thank you so much.
Also in that speech, Joy did say she will continue to support Oklahoma's tribal nations as she was endorsed by the 5 tribes.
Let's stay out on that limb together. Let's see what fruit can be harvested by having hard conversations, by staying in fellowship with each other, even when we disagree, and by finding a new way to talk with each other, devoid of some of these same old party lines.
Hoffmeister, who sits on the OETA board, received 41.8% of the votes for Oklahoma governor. She won Tulsa, Oklahoma, and Cleveland counties.
This is a very bitter loss for a lot of Oklahomans who are still Oklahomans, who will still be teaching our kids, who will still be providing health care to Oklahomans. And I think that that's the challenge for our governor, to run such a divisive race, to have to, within a short period of time, to extend a handshake to not just his opponent, but to the rest of Oklahoma.
Another major race this week was the superintendent of public instruction. Ryan Walters did win that race. In her concession speech, Gina Nelson says the next 4 years will require Oklahomans to work together as Team Oklahoma, not Team Republican or Team Democrat.
I want to encourage everyone that's hearing these words to keep up that fight. Write your legislators, keep involved with your local school boards, keep making a difference for the 700,000 public school children who need every single one of us every single day.
Yep.
And don't let the lack of wind tonight extinguish your spark. Our kids are worth fighting for, and the next 4 years are going to require us all to come together. I've said it over and over again. It is time to put the divisiveness that all of us are seeing across our state aside, to work together, to build communities, to build our state. And we don't do that by teams Democrat or Team Republican. We do that by becoming Team Oklahoma. And while I may not be your state superintendent, I promise to always be an advocate for the state I love, for the profession I love, for the communities and the kids I love.
Nelson received 43.2% of the vote for the state superintendent. She won Oklahoma, Cleveland, and Payne counties.
And it's on the shoulders of Ryan Walters to retract a lot of his vitriolic attitude and toxicity towards teachers for them to be able to trust. I mean, there's a major trust issue between him and public school teachers. And now that he has that position of power, hopefully he will see the opportunity to maintain teachers in the classroom.
Both U.S. Senate races, the election for the open Senate seat race between Kendra Horn and Markwayne Mullin, and the race between Madison Horn and James Lankford, were called by the Associated Press almost immediately after polls closed at 7 p.m. Kendra Horn, who received 35.2% of the votes for the unexpired Senate seat, sat down with Oklahoma News Report's Jason Doyle last week. One of her concerns was a common sentiment among other Democratic candidates this week.
We have got to have more thoughtful leadership that's willing to push back at the idea that it's either or, and we got to find that space in the middle, because that's where most of us live. A little bit left, a little bit right of center, but we got a whole lot more in common than people say we do. And it's just a lot of noise on those edges.
Although the night did not go in the Democrats' favor, lawmakers are hopeful for the future.
Whether you're Republican or Democrat, if you have the courage to put your name on the ballot and stand up for something you believe in, even if I don't agree with it, I still commend you for having the courage to do so. That's part of our democracy.
I'm grateful that we can resolve our political disagreements through voting, and hopefully that we'll be able to find some solutions for all Oklahomans.
And that was Kennedy Sepulveda reporting.